We're live and it's all good in the hood. Ha ha! Man, it's good to be back. But as always, we need that 5x5 right now. Boom. Get it on there so we can crack on. If any of you guys were on the live streams, I've done two this morning. We was ironing out all of those technical issues. So we should have a really good picture and a really good audio quality as well. So while we're waiting for the confirmations, good. It looks good. We've got John Farley, a new member by the look of it. Congratulations. Welcome to the madhouse, sir. Awesome. And Steve as well is another member, 5x5 as well. Spot on. Good. And as always, we got brother John from the pit fire in BRECON. There's a man who knows how to live in style. All right, John. Hope you're going well, mate. All good. We'll catch up over the weekend. Awesome. We got Matt as well. 5x5. Sweet. So it's good. You can see and hear me. Wow, what a time it's been. Bloody hell. Just real quickly, if any of you didn't see the live streams this morning, yeah, my car literally just buggered up with the brakes, and it was a little bit more than just the brake pads, which I was led to believe. Brake pads, brake discs, new calipers, new springs, new fixing kits and new pins, and a new suspension thing. All when I was screwed and I was stuck away from my home, and it took 14 days to get the parts and to get it done. So I decided to take a bit of a break because my body and my mind were screaming at me, Darren, you've been sucking up so much negative shit around the world. Give yourself a break. So I did. And here I am. And I'll tell you what, it's been awesome. How have you guys been? I hope you've all been good. And we've had some nice weather. It's been astonishing, actually. We've almost had like a mini summer, haven't we? It's been brilliant. So if you guys, we're just checking the comms, 266 right now in the chat. That's awesome. If you're watching this in the replay, you might want to go to like 15 minutes, okay? Because we've got all sorts of other bits and news and community stuff to get through first. So if you want to stick around, by all means. But if you're a bit pushed for time and you want me to crack on, please just go to 15 minutes and watch from there. So cool. If moderators, can you do me a favor and give me a heads up in the chat that it's 15 minutes past 9 and I can crack on. So it's looking good. Brilliant. So people are joining the chat. So as I said, I just checked on my phone with the creator app for YouTube. And in the last 28 days alone, and I've been off for 21, 24 days, something like that, we've had 1,224 new subscribers. That's nuts. To get that amount of new subscribers without making a single video in over 21 days, that's incredible. So guys, you new guys who are subscribed to the channel, I can't thank you enough for your support. It's truly appreciated, because due to the nature of the topics which I discuss on this YouTube channel, some of my videos get demonetized, so I don't get any ad revenue or something like that. Some of the videos get banned. We've already had one got banned a few weeks back. When I did a live stream, YouTube instantly removed it. They've put me on a warning. If I get naughty, I'm going to be banned for a whole week. I won't be able to let you guys know or anything. So we're going to come on to that with the newsletter in a sec. So yeah, you guys and new members as well. We've got a new one tonight. You'll notice it's John. Awesome. He has become a member of the Funky Fam. Fan-bloody-tastic. Well done, Mr. John Farley, sir. Really appreciate the support. What have I got? Yeah, so you new guys who basically just turned up and subscribed. A bit of backstory. This, by hook or by crook, by synchronicity, by a series of random events, if you believe that, that's fine. YouTube has turned into my full-time job. And let me tell you this, it's not as easy as you think, especially when you take risks like I do and others about speaking about truth, about going against the flow, okay? And it's very easy for YouTube to just literally just remove the whole channel. Okay, so like I said, it's very difficult doing this as a whole job. Okay, so yeah, and it's not easy. Any of you guys who make YouTube videos, and I think they take like 40% of everything, so automatically YouTube deem you as being in a higher tax bracket and tax the shit out of you. So it's not as easy as you think. So like the bar says in the bottom, if you can help support the channel, it's really, really appreciative. There's loads of links below. So all you need to do is click more. And I'll tell you what, there's loads of stuff that comes up underneath the video. Most people don't know or don't do this, but you'd be blown away with what's in there. And there's been 3 or 4 new things which I've just put in there today. So if you haven't checked, feel free to do so. And it's all good. So the newsletter. Now, the newsletter, because I've been away from my home, there's been no internet. It's literally been put on ice. I will be getting a newsletter, a brand new one, done on Monday. Okay. So on Monday, if you're signed up to the newsletter, you will get one. And if you're signing up right now after watching this video, you've got plenty of time. You will get that free newsletter packed with hints, tips, money off coupons, and God knows what else. And something does happen to this channel, like I do get banned, and I'm on a very tight warning at the moment. The only way that I can let you guys know is via newsletter. If you don't already know, there is a backup YouTube channel called Funky Talks. That link to that video, if you want to subscribe to that, is right at the bottom of all of the information links under this video. Okay, so if you're subscribed to that and I do get banned, I will be putting videos straight onto that one. Okay, so that's what's going to be going down, because you have to be mindful that I won't be able to comment, put videos. I won't be able to put anything in the community chat. I won't be able to go live. I won't be able to do nothing at all for 1 week if I get banned. They've warned me, so it's easily I could. Okay, others have fallen as well, and so far I've not had that 1 week ban. I've been literally skillful navigating all of around the mines which WokeTube has laid everywhere. It's very difficult for us content creators. Okay. Also, at long last, I am proud to announce that we now have merch for sale, and here it is. Here is the store that I've gone with. So there's a link right under this video. You click onto that, it takes you straight here, and we've got hoodies. We've got knife logos on all different types of t-shirts, men, women's, kids, different colors. The mug is not a plain one. It's a really cool one, actually. And it's come out really, really good. I'm really chuffed, actually, because there's some companies which do stuff, and when you get it, it's not all that. But like I say, there's hoodies, there's women's stuff, there's all different colors. This will be added as I go, but for now, I'm keeping it real simple, real basic, so we can see how it goes. But there will be lots of new stuff added to that. Speaking of merch, I've got the mug here. Typical, it's not going to focus, but it's come out really good. I know it sounds like a shameless plug, but I don't care. You've got to love yourself. Here is one of the t-shirts, and the hoodie. Do you know what? The hoodie's come out really good. The knife logo, which I designed years ago, is on, and it's just a great big hoodie. And it's good because what I didn't want to do is I didn't want to go for the really expensive ones that are thick, because summer's around the corner. You don't want to be wearing a great big thick hoodie. So the hoodies are come out spot on. All of those links, they're all available right now. So I'm so sorry. Some of you guys have been banging on for about 2 years now about, have you got any merch? How long is it going to be? Where can I get whatever? Now it's on like Donkey Kong. So for all of you guys who've been waiting patiently, like I said, the link below will take you to the T-mail store, and you can get it ordered, and it will be making its way to you ASAP. So that's really cool that all of the bloody merch has finally happened. Cool beans. What else have we got? Someone said to me, am I doing any sort of outdoor events this year? Well, I was going to be going to the bushcraft show, but I've had a change of heart. I wanted to focus more on the prepper meet, because let's face it, the tickets for the bushcraft show are really expensive. They're between 100 and 200 quid. So I've always done the prepper meet with a mind that not all of us can afford all that money to go to the bushcraft show. So I am doing a prepper meet. It's going to be in BRECON Beacons in the heart of the middle of Wales. And it's beautiful. And guess what? You probably won't find anywhere cheaper than this place. It's £11 per night per person. It's gorgeous. Those who went last year are going to let you know in the live chat. And if you're watching on the replay, check out the comment section because they will tell you how cool it was. It's beautiful. There's shower blocks, there's toilets, there's a pick your own fruit farm. They sell and rear their own meat and animals and stuff like that. There's a river at the bottom. It's a huge, great big field for over 150 people to go and camp. You can take tents, caravans, RVs, a car. Someone just took their bicycle with their stuff on the back. Everyone is welcome. All age groups, dogs are allowed, etc. I wouldn't really advise anyone turning up in a wheelchair because it is grass and it depends. If you've got an off-road 4x4 like buggy, that'll be fine. But if it's a bog standard wheelchair, it might be a bit of a struggle. Just pointing that out there. So that is the score, and that is, I think it's the 14th of June. If I remember rightly, I'm just going to have a little look. Yes, there is a link underneath this video right now to watch another video telling you how to get the tickets. It's really, really easy, but I wanted to make it foolproof so everyone can watch it and book tickets really easy. And so far, over 100 people have booked already. There's one in June for, I think it's the 14th for 3 nights. It'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Pack up and go Monday. If you want to come for just Saturday and Sunday, you can't get time off work or whatever it is, you can do that too. All right, it's no problem. And there's going to be another one in the last weekend of September for 3 nights again. Same price, same deal, same location. And there's plenty of people, including a fair few moderators, who have booked both of them. How awesome is that? So that's all coming down the pipe big time, actually. So we're doing good. We're 12 minutes in. Well, I'm getting good at this. Right. What are we looking at now? Yes, we're looking at the bog standard MI5 security service, the threat levels. Now, personally, I was assuming that these would have changed, but they have still remained substantial in the UK and Northern Ireland as well. Right, it's substantial. If you look, an attack is likely, but it's literally right in the middle of those 5 threat levels. Okay, so pretty much the same as it's always been. We did have a mild change around Christmas time when the Northern Ireland threat level went up to severe because they was getting all sorts of issues. Some of you guys in NI would know what I'm talking about. I'll tell you what was interesting. This was crazy. Someone said to me about silver, if you checked. Guess what, guys? I don't know if you guys stack, but check this out. This is the current price of silver right now. It's over 31 an ounce. That's a troy ounce. Okay, there it is right there. That's insane. It's not been that high for I don't know how long. I really don't know how long it's been. It's crazy. That's 1 year. Let's go back. It's been the last time it's gone higher than that. Yeah, it was literally 3 years ago, and it's a bit higher than what that was as well. We can go back 5 years. We did have a peak. Again, that closed at 25. So this is a 5-year high, guys. Okay, so it's just giving you guys who are stacking some options. Okay, I know a few of the lads preppers that I know have been selling off some of their silver bullions and coins because this is at a high right now. So it's not a bad idea to sell if you wanted to. Personally, I'm keeping hold of my silver. All right, absolutely. Wowee. And hold on, let me just get rid of that. Goddamn adverts are popping up like a god no son of a bitch right now. So not only silver, check it out, boys and girls, gold. Look at that. It's nearly 2.5 grand an ounce. It's going up. It's insane. So again, we can go 5 years. Look at where gold is. It was just going up and up. There's no sign. I mean, we can go max. There you can see it. Since 1999, gold has just gone berserk. Absolutely berserk. So since 2020, when the issue started, that was the previous high, roughly, we're talking 2012, and it's just gone upwards right up to there. It's taken a massive leap. Okay, so gold, once again, you hear rumors of people selling gold stocks, but personally, if you're like me and I've just got a bit of silver, nothing special, can't afford any gold, I haven't got any gold, I'm sitting on it. Hell yeah. I ain't going to be selling it off unless I really had to. I had no choice. I would only sell my precious metals once I've had to, if I had to, and we all get in the shit sometimes, to sell off kit and equipment. Okay, silver or gold would be the last thing. So me, I'm sitting on it. You guys do what you want with yours. I'm just putting it out there that all of that sort of stuff is going. So whilst we've got yeah, okay, 15 minutes is up. So real quickly, where are you guys watching from? Thanks for letting me know, guys, that the 15 minutes was up. I don't know if anyone did. I've only just clocked the time myself. Oh, lordy. So what we got here? That's USD. That's right. That's dollars. And it's troy ounces, not just flat ounces. Okay. So, hey, what have we got? Beer Box Dude, good to see you again. Is in BRECON, the same as John, slave to no man. Jamie is down in Portsmouth, where I was born. We got something Pembrokeshire. John, our new member, is from Leeds, and my wonderful girlfriend, she's currently on planet Zarg. I hope it's nice and warm up there, darling. Oh, awesome. We got Oak is over in Exmoor, down south. Carl McPhee, lovely like a brother. So you have really been helping with your donations behind the scenes, and he is literally in Nottingham. Wow, fair play. Carl McPhee, a member, a very, very cool member to the channel. That's awesome. We got you over in Gainsborough, and we got Friar Grumpy. Friar Grumpy is up in North Wales. Oh God, we got In Too Deep. It's in Godalming in Surrey, and we got Liz, a moderator. Hi Liz, she's over in Liverpool. Pamela Swan, I think she's down south in America, y'all. We got someone called Bug Out, is in northern Germany. Lone Wolf, dude. I used to know a Lone Wolf in Florida. He sent me a cigar once. I don't know if that's the same dude. It'd be funny if it was. Don't tread on me. Let me just see. Mark. Yep, don't tread on me. Here he is. Ash, good to see you, mate. Is Northampton. Cool. As an errant as well. And errants are always welcome. If you don't know what an errant is, go and check it out. Why am I blurry? Hello? Let me just do some mind tricks. The lighting in it was terrible. I don't know why I'm coming in blurry. It's a bit of a shit. Anyway, we got Mark in Ipswich. Steve is in his front room. We got Debbie in Manchester. Raven, hey, how's it going? Over in Salisbury in Wiltshire. Love Wiltshire. What a place. Andy is up in Scotland. Right, sorry guys, we haven't got time to go through anymore because we've already been nearly 20 minutes already. It's crazy. Tonight's let me just remove that banner because you don't want that up all the time. You won't be able to see what I'm doing. We got 633 people live right now. Awesome. If you can hit the thumbs up, it helps this notification go out to more subscribers, and they could hopefully jump on and they can chat with you too. So if you can hit the thumbs up real quick, I would seriously appreciate it. Tonight's drink at 9 o'clock is going to be one of my locals, Henry Weston's Vintage Cider, 8.2%. Very, very, very nice drink indeed. And we have got a brand new old pint pot. Can you see the old, it's upside down, the old Raven logo in the bottom there? Yeah, quality British manufacture. So, yeah, old school pint pot with the cider, and we're going to be opening it with a 50 cal heavy machine gun round because we can. But the good thing about drinking this stuff on a Friday is
this stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus, just like me.
Yeah, damn right, of course it is. What do you mean you haven't got a beer? Really? You sure?
We ain't got no booze. We ain't got no booze.
Well, if that's the case, I don't know, get a coffee or something like that.
You want some coffee? That's a good idea. Look.
Wherever floats your boat. And you know what I said earlier on about the weather's been so gorgeous? I don't know what you were doing, but this was like very similar to what I was doing in that week of sunshine.
Hi, man.
What are you doing?
I'm drinking wine and eating cheese and catching some rays, you know.
Yeah, the cool mug. Link below in the merch store. It's all on like Donkey Kong. So that's it. Page 1 of our little plan out the way. So we're going back into the chat just real quickly. Before we get on, I'm going to come out of the chat. So I'm just going to drop you guys full of hope. Remember, for 9 months. Thank you for that continued support. That really means a lot. That is amazing. In Too Deep, yeah, there is a link underneath the video. It says Prepper Meet 2024, and there's a blue link. You click on that, it will take you straight to the YouTube video where it shows you what to do. And underneath that YouTube video is the link to book. It just makes it easier. If you just clicked on the link to book and you weren't aware of how to navigate around the booking website, it might be a bit of a nightmare. So I've done a real easy idiot's guide YouTube video, which that link is right below this one. So that is the Prepper Meet link. Unless some of the moderators can get the link under the video and put it in the chat, I don't know how you do it, but that would be really helpful. Owen, thank you for that donation, sir. That really does, honestly, I'm not joking. Every penny counts, especially after sort of going AWOL. It's crazy. And of course, we acknowledge John Awesome, the new member. Fan-bloody-tastic. Alan, thank you for that donation as well. I like the like-minded numbers. Very cool. Someone who switched on. So without further ado, let's crack on. So what are we talking about? About the world changing so much. And it's not changing at a pace that it's typically been changing. We are going to see some huge changes real soon. Where we was talking last year about leading up to 2030, there were certain things which are due to be rolled out, 2028, 2029, 2030, up to 2035. So many things have been changing. We're not talking years in some cases. We're talking months now. I'm not pulling your pisser. The stuff which is coming down the pipe this year is insane. So stick around and find out. I'm not joking. It's crazy. It really is crazy. Now, one of the main things which we have, let me just come out of the chat because I'm not joking. It's really off-putting. So some of you guys who are asking questions and donating and all the rest, I'm going to leave you in the wonderful hands of our moderators because they are awesome. Because I just get sidetracked and I do find it hard. I'm not being rude. I just need to get this information out there. And it's already been 24 minutes. So we're cracking on. Centralization. That's what's going on. It's happening at a much alarming rate than we were led to believe. Why? The introduction of AI, artificial intelligence. AI has literally just burst into flames. It's going mental. It seems like it's practically everywhere already, and it's only going to grow, because when you look at the growth of technology since 1980, for example, when we've got computers, we got the smartphones, we got tablets, and we can communicate, and technology is getting cheaper. TV sets, you can buy them for £200 now, where they used to be £2,000. Everything is advancing at such an alarming rate, it's truly frightening. This isn't fear porn. This is literally telling it how it is. It really is changing that fast. So when we talk about centralization, now this is where whoever they are, these 1% people, you can call them whatever you want. I don't like to call them the elites. Why would I power that term elite with evil scumbags like those? So I don't choose to use that word to describe them. You can. I'm just telling you that I don't. I choose not to, because I am learning the true power of words and how important they are. When you spell words, the clue's there. You're doing a spell. I know this is deep diving stuff. We're not going to go into that. We can do another video if you want me to, because it's unbelievable. The power of words and what we actually put out there literally just comes into our reality and our whatever. It's crazy, and it is more easier than you think if you truly understood and respected it, rather than just saying things flippantly and all the rest of it, and then get pissed off because your life's not turning out great because you're putting it out there. It happens a lot. It happens to all of us. Some of us are learning, some of us don't know about this stuff, but that is another thing. Centralization. So what we are seeing is we're seeing more and more power being owned by less and less people. So that is a recipe for disaster. Wow, are we back on? Solar flare. Yeah, I did hear that we've been getting all sorts of things. So I need a 5x5. I don't know what happened there. The power's been on, it's fine. And I usually get really good internet. So I'm either over the target again, because this has happened before. So if you can give me a 5x5, then we can continue. I don't know what the hell is going on with the signal. I've got it plugged in. Fucking gremlins or what? Even my face is blurry on the screen. I don't know why. Maybe I just have to try and stay here. I don't understand because I've got it plugged in. 5x5. Thank you. So you can hear me. What about the visual? Is the visual coming in good as well? Or is it all glitchy and blocky and crap? It should be really good. 1080 good. I've just seen that weird connection thing disappear. So I think we're okay. I'm just going to close down those other thingy bobs. Sweet. Okay. Sorry about that. We've lost power, and it looks like we're continuing to have power problems with the internet. What is going on with the internet, boys and girls? Search me. So where was we? Centralization. Now, you got more and more power, more and more money to less and less people. So when you consider the people at the top, whoever they are evil, they're non-empathetic, they're non-empathic, they're non-empathic, is that the word? Pathetic. Wow, there is that. So when you consider that these people are truly evil bastards, let's say it how it is without fanning around, okay? So you've got loads and loads of power run by right evil bastards. It doesn't really look good for the rest of us, does it? No. What about just what about shops? Okay, so when you go to the high street here in the UK, you used to have Top Shop, you had Top Man, you had British Home Stores, all of these different places. Well, did you know that it was all run by the same company? It was the Arcadia Group. I've spoken about these in other live streams before. Now, they literally went bankrupt in November 2020. I think I've done a video on that as well. Tapvia is the new company taking over them. So that is just a real basic, simple analogy, pretty much, about the centralization of power and what's been going on. And that is just like a real easy, basic thing for you guys to get your head around where this is all going. But it's not just shops. Okay, this is happening across the board. So when you look at companies who are operating with mergers, hostile takeovers as well, when we factor into big companies, we're talking about the real conglomerates with an absolute fortune in their accounts. They have literally put so much into artificial intelligence to develop their business model at such an astonishing, alarming and competitive rate. It's off the charts. We can't even comprehend how much power these big businesses now have. And the thing when you look at AI, which we've talked about before, it's exponential. So things are getting faster and faster and faster. It's not just here's a graph and artificial intelligence is going like this. It just goes like this, and then straight up. And we're literally not far from the straight up right now. Hence, all of the models and the predictions based on central bank digital currency, the digital pound from the Bank of England. Let's face it, they've been really cagey and really quiet about that. There's been nothing for over a year now. And yet, this shit is rolling down the road really fast. It really is. So that's what I said in the title. Are you going to sink or are you going to swim? Now, luckily for us guys who have the gnosis to question things, other than, the boys and girls out there who literally don't care. They think everything's all right. Nothing's going to go wrong. I choose to spend my time watching sports all the time and not looking into anything or researching. They're the guys who are literally going to wake up one day and say, wow, I'm not even allowed to buy this because all of our information which we are putting out online, and it's all connected everywhere now, pretty much. Doctors, medical notes, all of your medical history is all flying through the internet. What about hackers? There's so much information on all of us now of our identities. It's seriously, seriously risky. Okay, identity theft is a real thing. Now, if anyone has been a victim of ID theft, let us know in the live or in the comment section. We really glad to know what it was actually like. How long did it take to get re-established, etc. If you want to hit me up, there's an email. The email address is right below this video. Okay. Yeah, I'll put it on the screen. That's my email address. If you want to send me an email, there it is. I'm going to leave it up there for a while. So all of these things are moving along. We're not talking years, we're talking months now. We need to start getting our shit together is pretty much the theme behind this message right now. Now, I do know that most of you watching this video right now are already entered the world of preparedness, pretty much. What is a prepper? I'll get this question asked a lot. You know, what does prepping mean? What does it actually do? Well, just say for argument's sake, you live in Portsmouth and you got friends in Liverpool and you wanted to go up there for a week. You're probably not just going to get in the car and drive up there. You're probably going to think about it. You know, logic would dictate. Now, I would like to think that most people have logic and some degree of intelligence, but from some of the shit I've seen out in general public, it's woefully frigging lacking. And I'm not mincing my words. You know what I'm talking about. There's some thick ass sons of bitches out there who literally don't even have a clue. So if you're going to be going on a long trip, I myself personally must say, well, you know, this is a long journey. I don't usually drive that far. So it might be a good idea, this is what a prepper is, to check the tires. Make sure that the pressures are enough. While I'm at it, it's not going to take long. I check the oil, the screen wash, the coolant, the brake fluid. It's really easy to check and just top them all up. You don't have to go to a garage. You can buy it yourself and do it yourself. I can at least do that on my car. So it just makes sense to me, you know. Think to yourself, well, you know, the weather's getting nicer. There could be traffic. I'll tell you what, there's a frigging shitload of roadworks. Let me know in the live chat. Have you seen roadworks where you are? What is off the charts right now? So there's a high chance that in that journey from Portsmouth to Liverpool, in our fictional story here, there's a chance that you're going to be in traffic, you're going to get diverted, you're going to be waiting around, basically. So it might not be a bad idea to have a few things in the car. Glove box, put some sweets in there. Put some drinks in there. You know, when the weather gets hot and you're stuck in traffic, you know, you're basically sitting in a greenhouse with wheels. Not every car has got air conditioning. Not every car, the window's open to let air in. And let's face it, when you're stuck in traffic and it's hot and you've got no aircon, you open the windows, you're not going to get any cool air in that car. What you will get is a lot of traffic fumes going into your lungs. And that's not really nice. So it's a good idea to have some drinks. Some people, they just put like bottles of water or whatever it is in the freezer in the morning, so it stays really cold in the car. It's just basic things. Okay. Blanket if it's cold, if it's wintertime, if you break down or it's snowing. You know, just think about the journey and always have that mentality of what if. What if you get stuck in traffic? Do you know what? I was coming back from England the other day from getting my car fixed, and I saw an RTA and it was a fatality. Over 20 police cars, 2 ambulances and a fire engine. It was unbelievable what I saw. So stuck in traffic. It happened to me. It happens to all of us. So all I'm saying is prepping is planning. That's all it is planning your trip. Okay. Don't be the guy to drive from Portsmouth to London in a summer's day with no drink in the car, not much fuel, your phone's nearly flat, and you got no food or nothing like that. Because guess what? you end up in a big traffic jam like I did because there was a fatality RTA. That's about 1 to 2 hours sat there doing nothing. Your phone runs out. You've got no water. You're thirsty. You've got nothing to eat. What are you going to do? You're going to suffer, basically. So it's your own fault for not having the intellect and the gnosis and basically the logic and the common sense to plan and prepare beforehand. This is what the core message of this YouTube channel has been for over 13 years now. We need to start getting people to prepare. Like I said, this stuff is supposed to be years. Now it's months because AI is pushing it all forward. We've heard stuff trickling out of the Bank of England, not the central bank digital currency, but they are hinting at digital pounds, not the central bank stuff. So we're seeing precursors. We've already heard stories of Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. They are fully adopting a fully integrated digital system very soon. Like I said, they're using AI now. It's making all of the calculations and programming so much faster, you just won't believe it. So hence, the goalposts have moved forward. We need to start doing something about it, okay? Recently, this happened to me. I went to go and send some money from my bank account, and it said, if I want to send over £750 in one day, I have to scan my face to prove that it's me when it comes to sending more than that sort of money. So already banks are putting limits on your daily spends. My simple question to banks is, I've trusted you with my money. How dare you tell me how I spend it? Why put a limit on there? Has it happened to you? What, you don't have to tell us what bank you're with, but has it happened to you? All sorts of banks and building societies are imposing these more draconian rules and regulations and laws. Like I said at the start of the video, centralization of power. There's only a few companies running all of these banks. Don't be fooled that your bank is its own independent bank. It is owned by another conglomerate above that pay structure. You've only got to dig around online, and it won't take you long to find out that there's a few small organizations in control of loads. And this is getting more and more speedy. This stuff is coming down the road. Like I said, we've got AI pushing this at a rate of knots. It's hard to fathom, okay? So like I say, if I want to send £750, I can. If I want to send £900, if I go and buy a car and it costs £3,000, I'm not allowed to do it in one go over my online banking thing. I'm going to have to go into a bank branch, God knows where they are, because they are literally disappearing like crazy. So they are making it harder on purpose, by design. They are making you believe that you are powerless, that you have to rely on all of these other things. Don't forget, the true art of being a prepper is to become as grown up as possible, take responsibility for yourself, and be as self-sufficient as you can possibly be. That is the secret to a free life, basically, or as free as you can. If you don't adhere to any of those things, you're never going to have any degree of freedom whatsoever. You're literally going to be told what to do by the nanny state. 809 in the chat. That's awesome. But not only the face, fingerprint. Now, I would like to think that people watching this video don't use their fingers to log into their phone. I've never done it in my life. I've never handed over any biometric data with tech. Just have not done it for all sorts of reasons. It's my private information. No one has the right to see that. That is my right. And I've also been looking into this. Now, there was I think it's GCHQ, they were saying that we are facing a huge threat from Russia, with cyber attacks. So when you're looking at most of our information is online, yes, it may be behind a paywall and passwords or secure networks, etc. But it doesn't matter if you're like a hacker who's seriously determined and, I hasten to add, well funded. They will not stop. They will find a way around everything, and I do mean everything. The technology already exists to hack into a Tesla car and to make it speed up, turn around, stop, heat up, all sorts. Yeah, true. This has happened already. It's only going to get more prevalent as we go through these times because money, in case you've missed it, is becoming very scarce. The greedy bastards at the top are taking all the money, and all of us lot are finding out actually we've hardly got any money at all. So when people haven't got much money and you know a little bit about development on phones or hacking or whatever, really, online crime is going to go through the frigging roof. In fact, it's already doing so right now. So it's only a matter of time before your information is compromised. You could be having malware, which is basically ransomware and all the rest of it as well. These things are going to be on the rise. Now, we're going to get into a bit more of that on the next segment of this show a bit later on. So 814, I'm keeping an eye on the number. That's good. If you can hit the thumbs up, people, it really, really helps. There's my email address on the screen. If you want to shoot me an email about any of this stuff, it's already cool. But yeah, fingerprint biometrics, they are literally selling you this idea, saying to you that it's going to be more secure. It's going to be harder for someone to copy your fingerprint rather than know your password. Well, we've all seen the old James Bond movies when someone holds a glass, lets go of it. All you've got to do is put a bit of sellotape over that fingerprint, peel it off, push it down, and guess what? There's your fingerprint. Once you've got that, you can literally open your phone without a password. You can literally create a passport with that. It's so easy, it's bonkers. But these evil bastards are trying to make you believe that everything's much more secure with a fingerprint. And I'm telling you, it ain't. It really is not. One, for the basic silly reasons that I just said, and two, the amount of advancements in the weird world of hacking is crazy. It won't take long for people to get all of this online data and literally take over your life. It happens all the time, more than you probably realize. It's not on the news, but this stuff is going on. If you guys and girls have had any of this experience before, let us all know in the chat, all the comments, if you're watching on the replay. But not only these biometrics, which they're trying to sell to us, because it's more secure and it's so convenient. Our everyday lives are so busy, they're so hectic. It's so easy to just go beep and something opens. So when you start hearing organizations and governments say it's so convenient to do it this way, what about the contactless payment? Oh, it's so much better than using cash. Well, how many of you have gone to pay for something and the card reader's not worked? Oh, I'm really sorry, we can't take the payment. The internet's gone down. Like mine did earlier, just on this live stream. Shit happens. You can't pay for anything because all these card readers require a friggin' internet connection. So what happens when all of a sudden the internet connection goes down? Everyone in that restaurant go to pay for their food and they can't. Well, some restaurants and some businesses use cash, which is really, really good. And some arsehole companies say, no, we're going cashless. Well, let me tell you this. Any of those cashless companies are going to be in serious shit. They absolutely are. All it's going to take is a cyber attack to take down their internet. And guess what? They can't do jack shit. They can't do anything. From a business perspective, that is one of the most dangerous things you can do. I already said this to one of my managers years ago on this job I was on. And we was using Sage to handle the logistics of all of the parts in the company that I was working for. And I said, so basically, without the internet, Sage doesn't work. She said, that's right. So if Sage doesn't work, what can we actually do? We said, well, nothing. It just grinds to a halt. I said, well, isn't that a bit precarious? And she went, yeah, but, you know, we're always going to get the internet, so it's fine. So these are the freaking retards that we're dealing with, okay? People who think the internet connection is always going to be okay. And it's a freaking weird sense of irony that my internet connection went down earlier talking about this sort of stuff. Duh. How crazy is that? I know. Bonkers. It's absolutely mind-blowing. What am I saying? Cash as well. No, I'm a firm believer of using cash whenever possible. Sometimes it's not possible to pay cash all of the time for all sorts of reasons, but at least we're trying our best to use cash as much as we can. And it's literally down to people like us who use cash is keeping this dystopian nightmare back, giving us more thinking space, more time to plan and prepare, and to help ourselves, our families, and our loved ones before we get to central bank digital currency. Now, when that happens, and it's going to be a when, not if, we are looking at serious shit. Do you really think that it's not going to be tied into some form of social credit system, which they currently have in China? Do you really think, with all of the cameras, the surveillance network already in place here in the UK, do you really think they're not going to tie that in with some sort of score? So if you're a good citizen, you're using a push bike to go to work, you're not using a petrol car, oh, you get some points. Well done. If you use cash, you're going to be deducted points. If you use your card, or even better, your phone, then you're going to have rewards. You're going to get a social credit status score. The higher your score, the more compliant and obedient you are as a citizen. And that's exactly what the government wants. If you are a person like me and go, give the government the finger, and I would like to manage my life by myself, actually, if that's all right with you, but that's what I'm going to do anyway. So people like us, probably yourself, we are going to be the ones penalized because we are not going to do as we're told by the nanny state. It's embarrassing. We are adults. We are human beings. Why the hell are we putting up with these arseholes telling us what to do and give us rewards? Honestly, we're being treated like frigging children. And until people speak out about all of this, rather than bury their heads in the sand, stick their arseholes up in the air and think everything's going to be fine and dandy, well, guess what, Dorothy? Be prepared for some big changes, and not for the better as well. Because this shit is coming down the pipe, not in years, but in months now. So, common theme, we need to start getting ready. And we're going to get onto that in a sec. I'm not joking. So, cast your mind back to 1971. Okay, early 70s. What happened? I'm going to go right into the chat. Bearing in mind, we're talking about cash. Okay, something happened in 1971 about money. What was it? The first person to get it right is going to be up on the screen and going to get a round of applause. Let me just take off that banner now. There we go. Boom. That was before I was born. Laugh out loud. Blimey. So we got a youngster in the house. Decimal. Yeah. That's true. I'll wait for someone to get it. There we go. Josh, well done. They removed the dollar from the gold standard. Exactly. Well done, Josh. But yeah, decimalization was, yeah, you know, that was a change, but it's not like major like this. So if you understand that money used to be backed by gold, now it is not. So what have we got now? A long time ago, used to carry around gold coins and silver coins. That got far too inconvenient and too heavy. So the bank says, if you give us your gold, we'll look after it. We give you pieces of paper, receipts, so you can come and get your gold with your receipt anytime that you want. That's a good idea. That's when banks started. Now, when 1971 happened, officially all notage, the dollar, basically the whole global currency literally runs off the US dollar. But his days are numbered. We'll talk about that later. But for now, yeah, it's not backed by gold anymore. So basically, it's just pieces of paper with print on it, not backed by anything. So if you got, let me see, $2,000 in $50 bills or whatever, and you should be able to take that, go to the bank and say, can I have my gold, please? And they should give you $2,000 worth at the current rate of gold, or even fairer, what it was when you put it in there, without all of the changes in inflation and deflation, all the rest of it. But guess what? You do that now, and they're going to say, what? We haven't got any gold. And you're going, well, what's this $2,000 worth then? Actually, sir, it's worth nothing. It's worth nothing. It's the biggest scam ever. And if you think I'm making this up, I'm not. It really is. So, Josh, well done, mate, for doing that. We just come out of the chat right now. Yeah, money is not backed by gold anymore. Crazy. And we've already seen the price of gold already at the moment. So, we are talking about BRICS nations, okay? So your Chinas, your Russias, your South Africas, your South Americas, all of these other countries are going to be using their own currency because they are literally withdrawing from US dollar, okay? They're not going to be using that at all. Buying, selling, or exchanging whatsoever in USD. It's gone. And that dollar is devaluing at a crazy rate. There's probably some websites that will tell you the latest figures. Dollar ain't worth jack shit. Okay, so if you're in debt and you've got dollars, I wouldn't know what to do. I'll be shitting it, actually, because at some point it's got to be paid back with interest. And if you haven't got anything, well, I suppose they can't take it. But what they will take is probably your house as collateral. So be prepared for that. This is what prepping is, thinking ahead, contingency plans. Okay, so who remembers Gordon Brown? You know, that bloke who used to go quite a lot. Oh. So yes, we're talking about Gordon Brown, weirdo, strange dude. Fabian, don't like him. Same as Tony Blair. Absolutely don't like them guys at all. Talk about selling the country down the river. Now, who remembers what Gordon Brown done in 2019? Come on, we're going to see in the comment section if you guys are awake. If you're watching this on the replay, guys, and you want to be in the live chat like we're doing right now, you're going to have to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And then, there we go. Dude. Yeah, that's it. I can't even say that word, but it begins with P. He sold our gold at lowest price. Yeah, it was basically one of the worst financial decisions anyone has made for a long time. It's crazy. Do you know how much gold Gordon Brown sold from the UK gold reserves? 401 tons of gold. 401 tons of gold. Just sold it all when the price was really shit. The price of gold back then was $254 for 1 troy ounce. And we already saw earlier, gold now is $2,400 for 1 troy ounce. And Gordon Brown sold it at $254 to $300 because it happened in an incremental time period. So basically, that nugget sold half of our entire UK gold reserve supply for the lowest price it's been in donkey's years. So well done. But obviously, it's not down to him. If you don't already know, or in case you've missed it, all the prime ministers and presidents just follow a script. Even Trump, they all follow a script. They all have their parts to play. Okay? Woe betide anyone who really believes that a president or a prime minister has true power. They do not. And if you remember when Tony Blair was in power in 2005 and Gordon Brown replaced him, who remembers Gordon Brown looking really, really ill and tired not long after he took over? Why do you think that was? Well, it was becoming very clear to him that he was literally being told what to do. He thought he would be in charge and he can make all these amazing decisions. No, they all do as they're told. we are led to believe that Rishi Sunak and Tony Blair, they all do what they want to do and they get the backing from their cabinet. No, they are all told what to do. They follow a script. It's run by evil bastards who we are never going to know who they are, but they exist. It's been going on for hundreds of years, potentially thousands. It's a big plan, and this plan is coming to an end real soon. And what that plan is to complete control over humanity. And I mean complete control. We're not far away now. So what are we going to do about it? At least we can start thinking and asking questions, meeting up with like-minded people, getting some ideas. So much stuff's coming down the pipe, it's bonkers. So will you sink or will you swim? Are you going to be one of the guys and girls who go to the pub all the time, watch a football, spunk all their money on fancy clothes, thinking they're the big daddy bollocks? Or are you going to be the kind of guy or girl asking questions, spending your time wisely, researching, figuring out plans and preparing some sort of plan for you and your loved ones? Sink or swim. That's what the title of this video is all about. Moving that. Wow, look at that. It's time. It's time. Let me just remove that. Yeah, this is a 50 caliber machine gun round, which has had a cut taken out of it. It's cool because a mortar man who went to Afghan gave me that. Carl, if you're watching, love like a brother. Seriously cool dude to get that. And yeah, here we go. Our old retro 1970s English pint pot, made in England, with a cider made in Herefordshire, just up the road from where I live. And it's summertime, and it's apples, and it's cider. And it's Friday. There we go. Uncle Henry, you absolutely rock, dude. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that's so good. I'm not shitting on you. I'm not shitting on you. Marvelous. Wow. So, cheers, my dears. Nice one, Rachel. So, yeah, like I said earlier, the time of cash is coming to an end now. Like I said, artificial intelligence, digital solutions are coming in fast. And I mean fast, okay? I can't emphasize enough the speed, the breakneck speed that artificial intelligence is literally pushing this stuff faster than we need, than we can deal with, than we can cope. It's just happening. And it's like the more money, the more brains, the more AI you can have, and the faster you can advance stuff. Basically, anyone who has to work on a computer, feeding in data or whatever it is, you're going to be laid off real soon. AI will do it. Bloody hell. Artists. I've been hearing from artists that they feel threatened. I can't remember. It's very similar to ChatGPT. Now, what you do is you've got like a box, like a search bar in Google, and you can type in there, create me an image which has some boats on an ocean and with cliffs in the background with some birds flying by and people relaxing on the beach. Enter. Guess what? In 1 second, a really high quality image of just what you've described. Boom, done. How many artists can create that quicker than 1 second? No one. It's impossible. Artists are really being squeezed now. And basically, when you really boil away the piss and you step back from it all, you can see what's been going on. And what that is a massive, overwhelming war on creativity. Everything. Just look at the architecture in the 18 and 1900s. Look how creative the brickwork was, the ironwork. Okay, it was amazing. It was beautiful, very well engineered, designed. It was just so creative. What have we got now? Shit. We've got bare, straight lines, basic, ugly buildings, boxes, no creativity at all, minimal. So what happens to your psyche when you are living in areas which is becoming less and less and less creative? Creativity, it really needs to be pondered upon. If you create art in a way I do, these videos are all art in some way. If you don't have any creativity or you're not expressing yourself being creative, you're not really expanding. You're not really perpetuating your freedom or your rights to freedom. You're just not. And I'm afraid to say that creativity has been under attack for a long period of time. And it's like everything else that we're seeing. It happens slowly over a long period of time. It's never ever going to be fast. I done a post on Instagram this morning. Who remembers the curly whirly chocolate bars? It used to be about a foot long, 10p. Now you can get 5 of them for £1.25. What? And they're like half the size. So we spoke about shrinkflation. And all of these things can only happen, excuse me, if they do it over a long period of time. It's the same central theme that runs through all of these changes. Some of us are being led to believe that some of these changes have only just started happening. No, they've been happening for a long time, but very slowly. Very slowly. All of these things are happening. But what happens? Distractions. Oh, some president in Slovakia has just had an assassination attempt. Oh, look over here. Oh, look over here. King Charles has had a painting, a satanic blood ritual painting, actually. Look over here. Look over here. All the time, central bank, digital currency, and AI is coming down the road, getting clever, getting foolproof, working through, getting tested, getting calibrated. So much so that when that is ready for launch, and that is going to be on a very special date, when central bank digital currency gets unleashed to the public, there will be a ritual involved on the date, where the planets are, etc. If you think I'm making this up, if you think all of these things happen and there's nothing to do with planetary alignments and stuff, you're absolutely bonkers. You've only got to look through historic events and look what was happening with the moon, look what's been happening with the planet alignments, and you will be astonished to link all of these together. Wow. What are the odds? The powers that be, they know all this knowledge. It's being kept from us. People are starting to uncover the knowledge now. We really are in the apocalypse. If you don't know what that means, it just means the lifting of the veil or an unveiling. And all we can surmise by that saying is the unveiling, exposing the truth. People like me and many others are trying our best to get this information out there on a platform which is getting increasingly more frigging retardedly ridiculous to try and censor people like me and others. It's happening all the time. It's bonkers, but it's true. Who has ever used one of those self-service tills? You know, when you go to a supermarket or a shop and you used to get like a checkout and there'll be some woman or some guy there and, you know, they'll put on a conveyor belt and they will scan it. Or back in the day, they would type in how much it was and add it. And then they'll print out a receipt and you've got the receipt and you can look at it and say, yeah, you've typed the numbers in correctly. You're a good checkout girl. Thank you very much. And sometimes they'll pack it for you as well. What have we got now? These damn stupid, ridiculous, immature, child, spasticated self-checkout places. They are evil. They're doing people out of a job, because you've got to do it yourself. So you choose to go to that store. You choose to go to that store and have a shopping experience. When you go to Waitrose and stuff like that, I don't. But when you do, now you get like 3 cups of tea and you get all sorts of like really nice service. All the staff is polite. It's spacious. It's not rushed. And I suppose you pay for that because everything's bloody expensive at Waitrose. But what I'm trying to say is you are going into these places and you've got to freaking pack it all yourself. You've got to scan it yourself. What? So all of these people who have been doing that job for a living for years, you're doing that job, but you're doing it for no money. Who's the mug there? But not only that, they are scanning every single feature on your face. Did you know that? I've already spoke about face recognition systems in Tesco's 2 years ago, and it's here right now. Right now. So if you do opt to use one of those self-checkout systems in supermarkets, you will probably be met with a weird, I don't know, 7x4-inch screen with your Chevy Chase all over it. But what it's secretly doing is it's counting all of the points in your face, building up a picture, confirming that it's absolutely you. Yeah, so now Tesco have your biometric face data. Did you ask them? You probably weren't even aware. It's probably buried in some legalese bullshit terms and conditions policy statement somewhere. But nonetheless, they are doing it. Now, what happens if Tesco's gets hacked and all of that biometric face data gets stolen or copied? Them crooks are going to have a field day, because guess what? One day you won't need a card. You won't need a contactless payment thing. You will literally pay with your face. Yeah, you won't need a card. You won't need a phone. You can just look into something, it will scan your face and go, beep. Yep, okay, you just pay for that transaction. Thanks. That's coming down the road. Like I said, AI is pushing this so fast now, it's not far away. It really is not far away. So, yeah, and I witnessed it myself with my partner. Where is she, Rachel? We was in England recently, and we went into Asda. I'm into Asda for about 4 years. Went into Asda. Oh, my God. There are more self-checkout tills there than there are regular tills. And I counted, there was 5 regular tills. And I spoke to a member of staff then. She said we used to have 25 tills. Now there's 5 left. And out of those 5, only 3 of them were manned or womaned. Yeah, 3 out of 25. That's all that's left. And there was queues on these tills. And all the time that happens, that's a good thing, because where it's going is at some point there's going to be 4 tills, then 3, then 2, and then there's going to be 1, and that one remaining till is going to have such a long queue on it, but they are so up their own arses they will refuse to open the good old-fashioned checkout tills again. They just won't. They'll just be, okay, well, if they're dumb enough to queue up for an hour when all they got to do is scan their own stuff in 10 seconds, you know. So that is the challenges that we absolutely face, okay? We have got to think about these things. Personally, I have like a time limit of what I'm prepared to do as regards waiting in a queue. One of the biggest mistakes I ever made a long time ago was to do my Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve. I had Tesco's vouchers way back in the day, and I doubled points. I thought, well, if I do a really big shop, all my Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve, I can double the points and get loads of rewards. The biggest mistake that I found was half of the store, the shelves were empty. So the choice was like, wow, half of the things I needed and wanted, I just couldn't get because they was gone. And then when I finally got what I could, I had to stand in the queue for 1 hour and 15 minutes. An hour and 15 minutes. Stood in big long queues, stood behind people with their full shopping trolleys of Christmas crap. It's the first and last time I ever do that shit. Never going to do it again. But we are going to be faced in those similar situations coming up in the next few months now, where there's going to be 1 till left. So are you going to queue up for an hour? Or are you going to say, I'm queuing up for 10 minutes, and if I don't get seen, I'm going to leave all of my shopping there and I'm just going to go somewhere else? So when supermarkets start seeing those sorts of actions, we're talking a big shopping trolley with like 150 quid of a stuff piled up. You can go and do it, you know, in as long as you need to fill up a shopping trolley. And what's going to happen if, like, we're talking thousands of shopping trolleys every day all over the country just get abandoned at the one remaining checkout till? Maybe something like that is going to make them think, do you know what? It's taken us so long and it's costing us so much to put all these items back on the shelves. And some of it's been damaged because it's been, you know, incorrectly put into the trolley, and stuff at the bottom has been crushed and we can't sell it. So we got to lose stock. maybe that might make them think, do you know what? Let's just start opening up the old tills, because this self-checkout thing, it's not popular. More people want to use the checkout tills. And that's from my experience and what I'm seeing. Let me know in the chat if you've seen the same sort of things. Do you use the checkout, or are you one of these guys or girls that uses the self-checkout thing? Yeah, it's your choice. Do what you want. All I'm saying is think about the ramifications of your actions moving forward. Have you got kids or grandkids? What sort of world do you want them to live in if you fall for the bullshit, which is we're trying to make your life really convenient and make sure that you're really safe? If you literally kneel down and suck on that one, you are going to be part of the problem with your kids' futures, because when they get to use this stuff, they won't have a choice. It will be too late for them. It's down to us. We are literally the last hope right now. No one else is going to do it. What do you reckon? Someone's going to come galloping along on a big horse and make it all better? Wake up, Jack. That shit ain't coming. It's up to us. What are we going to do about it? Use cash. Use the normal checkouts. Don't use card, phone on these self-checkout, face scanning bullshit bloody checkouts. Please don't do that. That's a highly retarded decision to take part in that nonsense. That's my opinion. You do whatever you want. The thing is, when you think about cash, so you use cash, right? So I can walk into any shop in the UK that takes cash. Believe it or not all shops take cash now. Have you seen any shops which are card only? If you have, tell us what the name of the stores are, because in my belief system and what I'm trying to achieve, leading by example, I don't just say this and do the other. I actually do this. People who know me will fucking back me up. They will say, actually, he does go out and do this stuff. I do. So I'm not just saying it. I do. Okay. When you use cash, that transaction is 100% private. Okay. You can go to a cash point. You can go to a post office, and you can withdraw cash from your own bank account. And you can take that cash and you can go into a shop and you can buy whatever you want. And no one is going to know what you bought. Believe it or not, there are shops without cameras in now. Yeah. So if you go to shops where there's no cameras and they take cash, that's probably one way that you can have some degree of privacy with your transaction. Because let's face it, whatever you decide to buy, it's no one's business, is it? It's no one's business. If you wanted to go into a shop and buy a great big rubber dildo or whatever it is, you didn't want no one to know about it, you give them cash, no one's going to know. Well, guess what happens if you go and do that and then use your card and you had to use your face because it's over a certain amount? What happens if your account gets hacked? And now they know what you've been buying, they can use that information to blackmail you to get even more money out of you. Can you see how retarded this is? So, yeah, bug out. Keep cash alive. We need to keep cash alive, okay? Oh, I'm not frigging joking. So I would say that we really need to start upping our game now. Now is the time. Now is the time when we need to get the things that we feel that we are going to need, okay? It's basically going to be in line with your needs. My needs are completely different than yours, and your needs are completely different than someone else's. So basically, all of our needs are 100% unique to all of us. Every single need will be an individual basis, okay? So whatever you need to buy for yourself, if you're the head of the family or whatever, if we're going old school, think of your family as well. Have your kids got bug out bags? Have they had any experience in camping? Have you taught them how to purify water in a stream so they don't get some really bad stomach disease, which could potentially kill them? Have you taught your kids that? These are the things that we should be learning rather than spunking our time on Netflix, football matches, fruit machines, pubs, all of that bullshit. We should be learning stuff. We should. Now is the time to do it if you haven't done so already. We need to get the stuff that we feel we're going to need now. We need to make it a priority, because at some point and it's not going to be far now, where you're going to go into a camping shop because you're thinking, bloody hell, if I lose my house or if we have to get out of Dodge, at least I'm going to have a tent and I'm going to keep on my mate's garden until I figure out what to do. What if you go and buy that tent and you said something naughty online? Central bank digital currency will block that transaction. You won't be able to buy that tent. That's where this is going. I'm not making this up. This isn't bullshit. This isn't fear porn. This is coming down the line. It's total control over every aspect of our lives. And we need to do whatever we need to do to ensure that we have our freedoms intact, rather than just hand it over for the sake of convenience and frigging safety. How dare they? We're not children. We're adults. We're grown-ups. We're hard as a coffin now when we need to be. Who the friggin' hell do they think they are, telling us what to do? Bollocks. Your money, you worked hard for that. You buy what you want. Cash, mate. I'm not joking. Go into a shop, you buy that tent now. Don't wait for a year, because you might not be allowed to buy it. And you may laugh. Do you know what? If you're laughing now and thinking, this guy's off his head, he doesn't know what he's talking about, that's never going to happen. Well, you know, who would have thought COVID would have happened? Who would have thought that bullshit on 9/11 would have happened? It did. This stuff's coming down the road. But this isn't some weird crystal ball stuff. They're talking about this all over the world in all the newspapers. Central bank digital currency, it is coming down the road. We need to get useful items that we're going to need now or sooner rather than later. Start buying silver and gold. You might have already missed the boat because the prices have gone up, like I showed earlier. We need to do what we can, because let me tell you this, if we sit back and don't get anything and think that all of those numbers on our screen and our bank accounts are always going to be there, what happens if it gets hacked? What happens if your bank account gets set to zero? Have you got anything in your house, a friend's house, storage facility, shed, whatever it is? Have you got anything which is going to help you should all this shit start coming down the road? Worst case is they take your home away because you can't work because AI is taking your job. There's no jobs out there. You still got to pay the rent or the mortgage. You can't. They come and take your house. Then what? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Have you thought about it? Have you got a plan? Do you own your house? Are you renting like me? The reason I choose to rent is I do not want to be tied to a big lump of frigging money like a mortgage. Just can't do it. I wouldn't be able to live with myself knowing that I owe 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 quid to some bent friggin' arsehole bank with God knows what else going on. I just can't. So I just choose to rent. I can sort of up sticks and move whenever I want. I'm not tied. And I know lots of us do. We need to do what we can. We need to do what we can. Now, the basic human thing that we all need is food. Without food, we are done for. It's not easy. I've gone 4 days, 80 odd hours, I think it was, without eating one single thing. And let me tell you this, it's really difficult. On day 4, when you wake up, you're so tired, you've got no energy. We need food. Already, look at what's been going on with the global warming, climate change bullshit agenda. We know how wet it's been, don't we? Do you know how difficult it is to plant crops in said weather conditions? Do you grow your own food? Let us know in the chat. Do you put fruit and veg in the garden? Have you got an allotment? If you live in a flat, do you use someone else's garden? There's always a way. You just got to grow a pair and friggin' do it. Don't go, oh, I live in a flat. I haven't got a garden. Find a garden. Look at Aunt Mabel living over the road on her own. She's got a garden. Say to her, can I use your garden to grow some veg? How about as payment, I can give you some of the produce? She'll be, oh, wow, I'm getting free food. Brilliant. And you're getting food as well. There's always a way. Don't be stupid. Use your brain. That's what it's for. Don't waste it on Netflix. People do. It's very strange. Anyway, that's another thing. But this is where we need to start thinking, boys and girls. We need to start taking control of our lives and handing it over to these dictator retards who call themselves governmental friends of ours. No friends of mine. How can you be friends with someone you don't trust? Do you trust the government? It's a real simple question. Do you trust the government? Yes or no? It's really easy. You won't have to ponder. You would know the answer straight away. And if the answer is no, which I would feel that would be the overwhelming majority response, then wow, surely something's got to change. If so many people don't trust the government and we've got a government, it needs to change. And forget the illusion of choice, the main parties, and who's the other bloody sideshow bloody party? Reform? Really? You believe they're going to do a good job? Let me tell you this, no one's going to do a good job. No one can be trusted. The whole thing needs to change, because this political, democratic, communist bloody democracy all mixed up that's been going on for so long, it hasn't really worked, has it? There's always been the rich get rich and the poor get poor. And all the time that system doesn't change, that's not going to change. So if you're pissed off of being poor compared to the multi-billionaires, then we need to change the system, don't we? That's the only way. Because how are you going to bloody make change if the system you're using doesn't change? It's quite easy, really, to understand it. So basically, we're looking at independence versus dependence. Okay, them two words really important to understand. And I'm not trying not to be patronizing, but I want us all to really think about this. I'm not making it up. So basically, when you hear government or think tanks use the term global or global community, like David Cameron used to use, okay, like one big club, and we're all like sharing, and we're all like working together, and we're all being sustainable, and we're being robust, and all this bullshit managerial governmental bollocks talk, it needs to change. But that's where the government is, because basically global, if you was to think about what that absolutely entails, it's something that depends on everything relying on other things to work at the same time. So basically, the more global business, finance, food is, think about what happened in 2021, the supply chain issue. That was literally a training test case. They can literally change or enforce that or create it any time that they want, and they will. It's just a matter of time. We're going to have the same thing again, where the supply chain, the global supply chain, goes cluster shit. It stops. Okay, forget all that cheap crap from China that you ordered on eBay 2 weeks ago. That ain't coming. You might get it 8 months if you're lucky, if it doesn't get lost. All of the time where systems rely on lots of things working at the same time, how my mind works and logic, that is retarded. That is stupid. It's stupid. It absolutely is, because when you go back in time, things were a lot simpler. Things worked better. Like I said, so many things rely on an internet connection now. And what happens if that internet connection stops for whatever reasons? Sabotage, overuse, too many people are using it at the same time. There's been a problem. Roadworks, they've dug up the road and they didn't realize they'd gone through a frigging fiber cable. It's happened to a friend of mine in Luton years ago. He had no internet for 3 weeks. So imagine being a business owner and having no internet for 3 weeks. Guess what? You're done, mate. Your business is done. How are you going to take a 3-week hit without any money coming in? You still got to pay all of the salary for your staff. You got to pay all the energy bills. You got to pay the rent. You got to buy all your supplies because you bought all of that stuff. Yeah. What are you going to do? Borrow money from the bank? Yeah, good luck with that. Everything's going up. You're going to pay loads more back. You might not be able to. And if you was dumb enough to believe the government during 2020, close your business because it'll keep everyone safe, loads of people took that advice and they're all out of business now. Go figure. You see where I'm going? We need to take control of our lives rather than do what we're told from the government. They are not our friends. They are not our friends. It's the same old thing. We've been seeing it for ages. Independence versus dependence. So dependence is obviously we're all depending on the global supply chain to work. We've experienced recently it not work. It failed. So what I can't understand is in the UK, we are more than capable of feeding ourselves over here. It's not like we're in the Arctic Circle where it's extremely hard to grow food. It's fine. We can grow plenty of food here in the UK. And we used to. Until it is weird globalist George Soros, the International Monetary Fund, the United Nations, the World Health Organizations, the World Economic Forum, the Club of Rome, all of these nefarious organizations, including the Bilderberg Group, all of them, everything started to change and went more global, the global community. That's where it all started to fall apart. And we've all seen it. It can be traced back through history when all of these things started to change. So before all of this started to happen, it was great. We used to grow Cox's orange pippins apples in the UK. We used to grow, I think I read somewhere that there's over 2,000 varieties of apples that used to be grown in the UK. Why the friggin' hell are we flying apples from New Zealand? Why are we doing that? Where we're more than capable of growing our own right here. Why are we getting lamb from New Zealand? Why are we getting blueberries from bloody Chile? My next door neighbour, before I moved to Wales, he used to grow blueberries and they are amazing. If you've ever grown your own blueberries and you pick them and you eat them, let me tell you this, they taste nothing like the crap that you buy in the shops. The stuff you buy in the shops is picked months ago. It has zero flavour in comparison. It's completely different. In fact, any of you guys, I know some of you guys grow your own food and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I grow my own food too. We all should. A true prepper should provide food for his or her family at the bare base level. If you can't do that, make it a priority, because one day you might not be able to go to the shops. In 2020, that was a training scenario and it happened. People were caught out big time. How many people had, like, I don't know, 3 months of toilet paper already? Not many. They soon found out, didn't they, when there wasn't any? And that's toilet roll. We can all live without it, really, but some people panicked, didn't they? And it was just hilarious. It was just confirming the state of the sheeple shit show that was going on back then. Oh my God, everything's falling apart. Go to Asda, quick, make sure you get toilet rolls. Really? Okay. What about lots and lots of tinned meat that lasts for years and it's quite cheap? Yeah. What about stuff like that? No, let's get some bog roll. Retarded move incoming. Absolutely. So we need to make sure that we've got at least the basics, okay? My advice, stick with bulk foods. Your rices, your pastas. Always make sure you got loads of it. And I mean loads of it. Pillowcase sizes full of rice, pasta. Get loads of it. Guess what? It doesn't go off. It stores for years. All you got to do is make sure you keep it away from anywhere damp. If you've got a utility room that's got a tumble dryer, make sure it's properly connected if it's a condenser type. Because let me tell you this, if the humidity goes up in that room and you've got rice, it's all going to be done. You will get mold in there, and you don't want to be eating moldy, grey, furry rice. No one does. So keep it in a cool, dark place. Incidentally, if Slave to No Man, John, is on here, there's a link right underneath this video. It's one of the first prepper trade shops anywhere in the UK. You can go to this shop and you can trade anything. One of the things they do is freeze dried foods. You know, when you can go to some of these survival shops and camping shops and you buy all of these funny named freeze dried foods, they cost a fortune. It's really expensive. The price has gone through the roof, especially since the Russian invasion. Freeze dried food practically doubled in about 2 weeks, and it hasn't gone back down. In this place underneath, it's all done fresh with good quality beef and all the rest of it on site, and it's way cheaper than you can buy anywhere else. But you don't need money. You can go there and you can take things, useful items, and you can barter and swap. This is a fantastic idea that my mate Slave to No Man has come up with, and I'm going to be helping him pretty soon. I'm going to be speaking to him real soon about making this work. Now, I've done some ways and things to get this shop promoted because, like I say, people like me, people like John, we're pioneers, we're leading the way. Someone's got to do this. There's not many people in the UK talking about this stuff. Loads in America, but not over here. We need to do something in our own country. We need to start physically, real communities. I do the prepper meets. People go there for real and they meet, they exchange details, hints, tips, ideas. They barter, they give away stuff, they buy, trade, sell, whatever it is. I'm doing my bit. John's doing his bit. It's a really cool place. You can swap a torch, an air rifle for X amount of freeze-dried packets of beef. These freeze-dried foods will keep for 40 years. 40. How much would 1 pound of fresh, lean, cubed up beef cost in 40 years' time? You probably won't even be able to buy it then because it will be illegal, an anti-environmental food. So it will be withdrawn. But if you buy it now and put it away, you can have it whenever you want. All you've got to do is put warm water over it and it turns it back into real beef. It's incredible. That link's by this video. So if you want to check it, I think it's called Prepper Trade and it's a Facebook group and it's a physical place in Brecon where you can go and check it out. Not only that, there is an extensive, and I do mean an extensive array of dried herbs for medicine. Any type of root, leaf of any plant, herb, weed, flower, plant, whatever it is, it's loads of it's there and it's really, really reasonable too. So it's a good place to check out. Really, when you think about it, with the level of control coming down the road, the only way that we can ensure our freedom of survival is to do things like this. We're going to have to get used to trading stuff. We're going to have to get used to operating outside of that central bank dystopian surveillance frigging currency. Because if you just put your hands up and take the mark, and incidentally, I believe the mark of the beast is a QR code. That's what I believe it is. And that is going to be the way that you can buy an exchange with that mark. So if you want to exist outside of that, it will use cash. Cash eventually is going to go. So what are you going to do then? Hopefully, you've had the foresight, like myself and many other preppers, is to get this stuff now. Get it now, sit on it, put it away. Not just food, useful items, hand tools, lighters, anything that's going to clean and purify water, bottles of vodka, cigarettes, coffee, anything that's got addictions, medications. Get as much different medications as you can, put them, store them out of the way, because one day they are going to be invaluable. You might be able to swap a box of paracetamol or tramadol for God knows what. You'd just be surprised, because we have to start getting into our heads right now. It's not going to be about money. It's going to be about like for like. What are you prepared to trade for this, whatever it is? And you go old school. You negotiate. You come to an agreement, a gentleman's agreement, if you will. And then the trade is made. No one knows what's happened. It's not going to be flagged on some digital system. In a sense, these are the real things which people need to be talking more about, because these are genuine freedom attributes which we so desperately need and deserve. And if we don't do anything for our freedom, yep, walk off the cliff with all the others. That's how crazy it is. Right, I'm just popping into the chat. Right. Oh, got an email from John Hogue. Awesome. Nice one, John. I'm going to have to send him an email. Now I'm back in Wales. I can do that. God, something's really happened with this bloody computer. Crazy. Yeah, Rachel, thanks for that. Yes, if you can hit the thumbs up, it really helps, because if it doesn't, you know, these videos just don't really get out. They just don't. Excuse me. So we've had like about 800 people in here. 3 times as less, probably because I've been offline for a while, but it's okay. We're back in the room. We got to start building stuff up. I've got a lot to catch up, lots of videos to do, and yes, it's all good in the hood. So all of you guys who have donated behind the scenes, I've just checked, Carl and a few others, thank you ever so much for doing that. And the super chats as well that people have done, that really helps. I'm not joking, it really helps. All of you new guys, the new subscribers, the new members, thank you very much for joining and taking part in this venture to create and raise awareness. That's pretty much what we're doing. We're raising awareness, as it were. People who have ordered some t-shirts already, and a couple of hoodies and loads of mugs. 6, 7 mugs have just been ordered. You guys are awesome. These mugs, by the way, with the logo on there. And the t-shirt. It's really cool. And if you didn't see it already, if you joined late, these only come in the other day with my official old school logo in there of my hoodie. This is a black one. I know it comes out a bit weird because I've got some strange lighting in here. And if I had the money to get proper lighting, it would look a lot better. But trust me, it's really good quality. It's all organic cotton. It's good stuff. It's not some cheap shit from China. Okay. So brilliant, amazing. So yeah, and also last but not least, the moderators, because without the moderators, the boys and girls in blue, it's going to be a frigging clown show in the comments, and we're far too important, intelligent and grown up to be wasting our energy arguing with retarded folk who have got problems. So thanks to the moderators for keeping those people out. Spot on. So expect lots of videos next week, starting from Monday. And if you haven't done so already, please consider signing up to the newsletter, because there will be a newsletter going out to 6,270 people on Monday. You have to be signed up. Hey, look at this. Shiva, good to see you, mate. Retard free zone. Absolutely. How's the cats, mate? I hope you're okay. This is a mate of mine, Jason's as well. I'll tell you what, the first person to guess where Shiva Shampoo lives is going to have their name on the screen. All right. So the first person to get it right, you won't believe it. You won't believe where Shiva lives. So I can't believe, I don't know how long you've been in here, brother, but I've not been looking at the chat for long because I've been pushing truth out there. Oh my God, someone's got it right. Here he is. He's in the Maldives. He lives in the Maldives, and I'm not joking. And he's got, is it 13 cats? And he's surrounded by water. The Maldives have been there for a long, long time, and since 1960s, every 10 years, they've said that global sea levels are going to rise. Shiva's been living there in the Maldives for years, and he's still alive. Here he is, my bro. Really good to see you, mate. Seriously. Good to see you as well. One of the street cats. I feed just said 5 kittens. Oh my God, you're going to get loads more now. Her name is Super Mommy. Oh my God, 11th time having kittens, dude. Honestly, wow. Here we are. This is true. There's 7 cats, and feed 25 cats outside every day for 4.5 years, and the sea level has never risen, of course, and they are trying to make us believe that global sea levels are rising, and anyone living on a coast is going to be in big trouble. But you know how low-lying the Maldives are, and no, they're not underwater. Yeah, yeah, JJ, you got it. Yeah, Al Gore, that tosspot. Bloody hell. So yeah, that is it, guys. Thanks ever so much for supporting the channel. Your donations are seriously appreciated, and you guys watching on the replay, thank you very much indeed for staying to the end. And if you want to consider supporting and subscribing to the channel, it's going to be awesome to have you on board. Already we've had new members join today, and there's going to be lots of videos coming out. I've literally had a couple of weeks off, but I'm back. I'm back, Jack. So you guys take care. Thanks for watching and stay funky.